You only have to walk through the streets of Cusco, Peru to see that something's wrong with what conventional archaeologists are telling us. Now what you're looking at here is Inca period construction. We can tell that because the Inca had bronze chisels and stone hammers. You can imagine that they could have done this kind of stone shaping using those tools. Now, less than 10 feet from that last shot I just took is this. And this is what is called the Coricancha. What you can tell is that this workmanship is far more refined than what we just saw. Now, the tightness of the fit of the stones at the Coricancha are so profound, as witnessed here, that in some places you can't fit a human hair in between these stones. And this wall is 38 inches thick, and it's perfect from the outside to the inside and throughout. Seamless. Now how could that have been achieved with bronze chisels and stone hammers? The answer, of course, is that it could not have been. So the question is, how old is this wall and who built it? Another thing you'll notice is the amazing glow that happens on the surfaces, or the contact surfaces, at the Coricancha. Well, some people are going to say, well, that's because people have been rubbing their fingers along the lines for hundreds of years, but that's nonsensical. It's only in the horizontal, not in the vertical. So here we have a different form of construction again. This could very well be Inca. It's quite small stones, reasonably close fitting together, and above that, the Spanish style of construction. The thing is, if the Inca did appear in Cusco and found an abandoned city built by people of higher levels of technology, then they naturally, being very aesthetic people, would have tried to build their structures to in some way match that of the predecessors. And we see a lot of evidence of that. Now the Inca attempted very fine joinery like this, as you can see, but if we look on the inside of the wall, like here, you can see that the fineness is only at the front. It separates out that way. So what they were trying to do was match the finish of the ancient work, but were not capable of doing it from the front to the back. So contrary to conventional thought, we're not looking at primitive work in the beginning and then advanced work later on. We're looking at advanced work first and then cruder work later. So the thing is, the Inca were a very stable society from their beginnings here in Cusco, about 1100 AD, until they were obliterated by the Spanish in 1533. So that would not explain why the construction style seems to be of higher quality lower down in a building and earlier on, unless we're looking at the idea, possibly the fact, that a superior culture, technologically, existed in Cusco prior to the time of the Inca, and then the Inca built on top of those incredible constructions. And this is one of the most astonishing of all constructions in Peru. It's right in the city of Cusco, and you can see it's polygonal. And it's incredibly hard stone. This is andesite, andesitic granite. How could they have achieved this? How could the Inca have shaped stone like this with bronze chisels and stone hammers? It's not like. And the only reason why this wall still exists is that when the Spanish arrived, they looked at it, thought of taking it apart to build their own buildings, and just gave up because the scale of the stone was too big. And actually this one corner tells the whole story. What you're looking at here is you're looking at Spanish adobe over top of Spanish foundation. And then behind me, here, you're looking at Inca work. And now, right in the same vicinity, we have this, which is megalithic. So what this is basically just a preamble to ongoing investigations of mine and others into the true origins, not only of the city of Cusco, but our history in general. I and many others do not believe that civilization simply goes back 5,000 or 6,000 years, but several thousand years before that. The story is getting far more interesting because we have geologists, engineers, oral traditions, and other experts who are telling us that what we're saying seems to be true. That Cusco, for example, is not a city that was started by the Inca. It was a city expanded by the Inca. And the case can also be made for places like Egypt. The pharaonic Egyptians did not build some of the most famous structures, such as the Great Pyramids or the Sphinx. Please stay tuned to hiddenincavideos.com. I add another new video approximately every 4 or 5 days.